Hello students, let's do data handling exercise 26C. In this exercise, we are going to represent numerical data in the form of rectangular bars or columns called bar graphs. So this is how we are going to do in this particular exercise. So this exercise 26C is found on page number 275. Question 1. The following table gives the number of students in class 6 in a school during the academic years 2011-2012 to 2015-2016. So we have the data given to us. So now we're going to construct a bar graph. The first step is take your graph sheet and on that draw a horizontal line, and this horizontal line is called the x-axis. So it's a line, it's a ray, and it's an x-axis, the horizontal one. Draw a vertical one, and this is y. This axis is the y-axis. So you have an x-axis and you have the y-axis. So these two axes are mutually perpendicular to each other. So we have OX and OY. So we have OX known as the x-axis and OY is known as the y-axis. So now in the table, we have been given two sets of values, isn't it? In the first row, we have the academic years. In the second row, we have the number of students. So there are two sets of values. That's why we need two axes, the x and the y-axis, to represent this on the axis. Now in this question, we are going to show the academic years on the x-axis and the number of students on the y-axis. Now we need to have a scale on the y-axis. Scale means how are we going to put the numbers there? Now let me write it here. Scale will be 1 centimeter on the y-axis. What are we going to show there? 1 centimeter. How much of this, the second value, are we going to represent? That means how many students are we going to show in the x-axis? So on the x-axis, 1 centimeter we can take as 20 students, because as you can see in the second row, the highest number is 180. Now, if you're going to take in tens, then it's going to go to a very long y-axis, which we might not be able to cover on our graph sheet. So we're going to take it in 20s. Okay, so let's try that, because we need to reach 180. So we mark our points and then we start 20, 40, 60, 80. We're counting in 20s. 100, 120, 140, 160 and 180. So we've got up to 180. So what you need to do is look for the highest value and see that you're able to get that on your y-axis. So you can do it by counting in tens or fives or 20s, and the easiest one here is 20s, because if you count in fives, you're going to have a very long y-axis which you cannot cover on your graph sheet. Similarly, if you have the counting in tens, you might not be able to cover it. That's why I've taken 20s now. Now, we need to have a title. So what is a title? This you can get from your question. In the question, if you see, it says the following table gives the number of students in class 6 in a school during the academic years. So this is the given in the question. This is what is given in the question already. From that, you can make it brief and write your title. So this is the title. Students in class 6, 2011-12 to 2015-16. Make it brief and write your title there. Then, next step, what are you going to show on the x-axis? The whole of the x-axis is going to show the academic years. So it keeps moving up. Now, if you have enough space, then you can take each part of your x-axis and write here 2011, 2012, depending on the space that you have. Now, when you do this, you have to leave out the first centimeter and take the second one. Again, you leave out 1 centimeter and take the next one. Keep leaving out 1 centimeter, because the gaps between the bars must be the same. You cannot leave too much of a gap for one bar and then have too little gap for another one. So you can do this if you have enough space on your graph. Otherwise, there's another way of doing it which I will show you. Now, what are we showing on the y-axis? We are showing the number of students. So you have your arrowhead moving this way, showing that the number of students, okay, starting from 20 going up to 180. Then, now we start drawing on the graph. Now 2011-12, what is the number? It's 80. So like I said, if you can't write 2011-12 down, you can put it up like this. So 80, so look for 80. You can see 80 here. So draw a rectangular bar there. So you will have a rectangular bar like that, show going up to 80, and above that you can write 80. You can write that 80. Now look at 2012-13, second one, 120. So where is 120? Look out for 120. Your bar should be there. So let's draw the next bar. It's going up to 120. Now can you see that all the bars are of the same width? Okay, you cannot have one bar being too thick, another bar being too thin. All bars should be of the same width and the gap between the bars should be the same. So this is 2012-13. So you can write the data inside the bar like this. Now let's go to the next one. We have the third one, which is 130, 2013, 14. So that is 130. Next bar is going up to 150. So where will you find 150? Between 140 and 160, halfway mark, just like we did for 130. 130 is between 120 and 140. So this is 150. And we have one more bar, that is the last one, which goes up to 180. And this is for the academic year 2015-16. So we have drawn all our rectangular bars. We've completed the bar graph. So these are all the important points to keep in mind. Now look at all the bars. They're all of the same width. The heights will change. The height of the bars will change depending on the values. But the width should be the same and the space between the bars also should be the same. So let's go on to the second question. Question 2. The attendance of a particular class for the 6 days of a week are as given. So the table is given to us. Now we need to draw a suitable bar graph. First thing is take your graph sheet, draw the x-axis, write x there. It's your x-axis, the horizontal line, and then you have your y-axis, which is the vertical line. Then we write a title. Title again, take it from your question. What does the title say? Attendance of a class for 6 days of a week. This is your title. Then what are we showing on the x-axis? We're going to show the day of the week. Now this you can take it from your table given to you. The first set of values is day, first row, day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we're going to show day on the x-axis. And on the y-axis, what are we showing? From small to big, the numbers we're going to show. That is the attendance. Now we need to think of a scale. Scale is 1 centimeter on the y-axis. What is it going to represent? In the previous question, we took 20 and we counted in 20s, 20, 40, 60, 80. Now this time, how are we going to do it? Let's look for the largest number here. 48, 44, 40, 36, 39 and 43. The largest number is 48. That means on our y-axis, we need to show 48. So now we cannot count in ones. You can't have 1, 2, 3, 4 reaching up to 48. Your graph sheet will not hold that. So which is the best way to count this in? So what if we take fives? What if we say in our scale is on the y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 5 students. 1 centimeter is equal to 5 students, and then we might be able to cover all this. So let's try counting in fives. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 and 50. We can stop at 50 because our biggest number is 48. So now let's begin to draw a bar graph. On Monday, we have 48 students. So where will we find 48? We'll find it between 45 and 50. You can count those tiny lines after 45. It'll be 46, 47, 48. So that is the marking. So you will have 48 here somewhere between 45 and 50. So let's draw the first one. So we have a bar going right up to 48 and we will put Monday inside the bar. So that is on Monday. Now the second one, Tuesday, has 44. So you know where 45 is? Just below 45 you will have 44. So our next bar is going up to 44. That is for Tuesday. Now Wednesday is 40 and 40 is very clearly shown on the y-axis. So you reach up to 40. 40 is here. So draw your graph, your bar in such a way it is in line with 40. So let's do that. So we have 40, that is for Wednesday. Now Thursday we have 36. So where will we find 36? Now 35 is here. One line, just one little line above 35 will be 36. So your next bar should come in line with 36. It's just above 35. So that's our bar just above 35. That is for Thursday. Now let's go to Friday. Friday is 39. So where will we find 39? 35 is here. 39 will be just below 40. One line below 40. That is where we will find the next one. So our bar will be drawn in line with 40. So let's do that. So we have this for Friday. For Friday we have this bar and the last one is Saturday. Saturday we have 43. Now let's see where we can find 43 on our graph. Now after 40, count the third line, 41, 42, 43. So it'll be here 43 and your last bar will be drawn in line with 43. So let's do that. So we have 43 drawn there. That's for Saturday. So let's write Saturday. So now just above all these bars, let's write the numbers. On Monday we have 48. On Tuesday we have 44. On Wednesday that's 40. On Thursday it is 36. On Friday it is 39. And on Saturday it is 43. So this is our bar graph. Question 3. The total number of students present in class 6B for 6 days in a particular week are as given below. So we need to draw a suitable bar graph. So the table is given to us with two values. Let's begin. We have our graph sheet. Now we have our x-axis. So let's write x there. This is our x-axis, the horizontal line. Now the vertical line is the y-axis. Now the title. Title is attendance of students of 6B for 6 days of a week. Then what are we showing on the x-axis? We are showing day. We are showing day on the x-axis and the day is given as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we have the days on the x-axis and on the y-axis we are showing the number of students present. So it goes up like this. It's going from small to big, the number of students present. Okay, now we need to think of a scale. So scale is how much will 1 centimeter on the y-axis represent. So here again, let's look for the biggest number here, 40, 30, 35, 25, 10 and 20. And as you can see, the biggest number is 40. So we have plenty of lines, isn't it, to reach up to 40. It's only 40, but you can't count in ones, isn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to try and take 2 of these squares, 2 centimeters for 10 students. So let's have a scale like that. So let's take the scale, that is, we're talking about the y-axis. Now 2 centimeters, okay. So this is 2 centimeters. Again, the next one will be next 2. Now I've taken 1 and 2. This whole thing is 2 centimeters will be equal to 10 students. So we're going to count in tens and we're going to reach up to 40. So let's try that. So we have 10, we have taken 2 centimeters there, 20, 30, 40 and 50. We are counting in tens this time. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So the first one, Monday, there are 40 students present. So look out for 40 on the y-axis. We have 40 here. So our bar will be drawn in line with 40. In line with 40. So let's do that. So we have the first bar, it's in line with 40 and this is on Monday. So on Monday, how many students were present? 40 students. Let's go to Tuesday. Tuesday, we have 30. Now look out for 30. 30 is here. So in line with this, we draw our second bar. Remember, all bars are of the same width. So let's do the second bar. Second bar is there in line with 30 and that is for Tuesday. So on Tuesday, 30 students were present. Now let's go to Wednesday. Wednesday, it's 35. Now where is 35 here? Now I can see 30 and 40. In between, can you see a line here? That line is for 35. So we draw a bar in line with 35. So you can keep your ruler there in line with 35. You can draw a bar. So let's draw that. So we have 35 and this is for Wednesday. So on Wednesday, 35 students were present. Now Thursday, it's 25. Now where is 25 here? Again, 25 is between 20 and 30, the line that you can see. That is 25. So draw your graph in line with 25. Keep your ruler so you'll get an idea where it is in line with 25. So let's draw that. So we have the bar there, 25, and this is for Thursday. So let's write there, Thursday, 25 students were present. Now let's go to Friday. Friday, only 10 students were present. So again, look for 10. 10 is here, it's clear. So draw your graph in line with 10. So the next bar should be in line with 10. So we'll draw that. So we have Friday there, and that is only 10 students on Friday. So let's write there 10. So that is 10. Saturday, we have 20 students. So look for 20. 20 is here. So draw your bar in line with 20. Keep your scale and draw it. So here we have 20. This is for Saturday. So number of students present on Saturday will be 20. So this is our bar graph for question number 3. Question 4. The following table shows the population of a particular city in different years. So we have years and population in lakh shown here. Now we have to represent this information with the help of a suitable bar graph. So let's begin. So we have first our x-axis. Let's draw the x-axis. Then we draw the y-axis, which is the vertical line y-axis. Now we have the title. Again, take it from the question. Title is population in different years. Now what are we showing on the x-axis? We are showing the year. So we are showing the year, and the year given to us is from 1996. Now what are we showing on the y-axis? The y-axis, we're going to show the population in lakh. So now again we have to think of a scale on the y-axis, isn't it? 1 centimeter is equal to how much? How many people in lakh? Now here look for the highest number. So we have 45, 57, 70, 80 and 110. So the highest number is 110. That means our y-axis should show 110. So how can we take the scale? If we count in fives, we will not have enough space. If we count in tens, we might be able to reach. So let's try counting in tens. That means 1 centimeter is equal to 10. Okay, 10 lakh. That is 10 lakh people. Population in lakh. This is what we're going to show. So 1 centimeter is going to be 10. So let's do that. So 10, 20. So we're counting in tens. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. Yes, that is our biggest number and we should get 110 on our y-axis. Okay, now let's begin. As you can see, the first bar is for the year 1996, which is 45. And where is 45? It will be between 40 and 50. So look for that middle point between 40 and 50 and draw in line with that. And then you get your bar. Now this bar is for the year 1996. This is for the year 1996. So we've got a first bar. Now the second one, 2001, that's after 5 years, the population is 57 lakh. So we have to look for the number 57. So where will you find 57? Between 50 and 60. So look for a number between 50 and 60. Look first for 55, which will be right in the middle, and just a little above that you will find 57. So that should be in line. The second bar should be in line with 57. So let's get the second bar. So that's our second bar, and this is for the year 2001. So for the year 1996 we had 45 lakh. For the year 2001 we have 57 lakh. Now let's go to the year 2006. It's 70. Now look for the number 70. 70 is clear here. So you can draw it in line with 70, a third bar. So let's draw the third bar now. So that is our third bar, and this is for the year 2006. So what is the number? 70. Let's go to the fourth one. 2011, it's gone up to 90 lakh. And 90, as you can see, is here. 90 is here. So draw your bar in line with 90 with the help of your scale. So now let's draw. So we've got 90, and this is for the year 2011. So in that year, there was 90 lakh. The population was 90 lakh. Now the last one is the year 2016. 110. So look for 110. That is the number right on top. That means our bar should be in line with 110, and let's draw a bar there. So that is the last bar, and this is for the year 2016. So as you can see, we've drawn all the bars. The last one says 110 lakh. Now can you see that all the bars are of the same thickness, same width, and the gap between the bars, see, this is the gap between the bars. This is the gap. The gap between two bars must be the same. So check all this when you complete your graph. Now, question 5. In a survey of 300 families of a colony, so 300 families, the number of children in each family was recorded, and the data has been represented by the bar graph given below. So this is a different question where you don't have to construct a graph. The bar graph is already given to us, but based on that we must answer a few questions. So here what is shown on the x-axis, this is the x-axis. On the x-axis, number of children are shown. On the y-axis, number of families are shown. That means now 1, 2, 3 and 4 are telling us how many children there are. And the bar will tell us how many families have this many children. So how many families have only one child? You can see this first bar. Can you see this first bar here? First one is touching 40. That means 40 families have only one child. Now let's see how many families have two children. Now this bar is touching 60. So that means 60 families have two children. Now let's go to the next one. 3 children. How many families have 3 children? Now this bar is touching 140. So that means 140 families have 3 children. Now the last one. How many families have 4 children? This is in line with 60 again, just like 2 children. So here 60 families have 4 children. So now we know clearly, we have the x-axis, the y-axis, and everything is clear. Now look at the x-axis, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These numbers have been written below each bar. Now in our previous questions, we put all this inside the bar, isn't it? Now if you have space, you can keep it out like this. If you don't have space to fit in the details, put it inside the bar. Okay, shall we begin now? Let's answer questions. Question 1. How many families have 2 children each? So look at your bar and see 2 children. Now 60 families. We found out 60 families have 2 children each. So that's our answer, 60 families. Question 2. How many families have no child? Now we know that there are 300 families and these are the other families that have children. So if we subtract this from the total number of families, we'll know how many families have no child. So let's begin working. So first step, total number of families, 300. Now, number of families that have children. Okay, the number of families that have one child is 40. 2 children, 60. 3 children, 140. 4 children, 60. So these are the families that have children. Let's see how many families have children. So 40. Let's add it all up. 140 and 60. Let's add this up. 0. 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14. 14 plus 6 is 20. 0 carry 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 300 families. So there are 300 families that have no children and the total number of families is also 300. So number of families that have no child will be 300, that is the total number of families, minus the number of families that have children, so it is 0. That means all families have at least one child. So number of families that have no children, 0 or none of the families. Question 3. What percentage of families have 4 children? Now here they're talking about percentage and they're saying 4 children. So 4 children is here 60. Okay. So how do we find the percentage of a number? We've done an exercise on this to find percentage. Now we take the number of families that have 4 children, that's 60, divided by the total number of families which is given in the question as 300. And to find percentage, we multiply by 100. Now let's cancel. We can do cancelling. Cancel 2 zeros there and 2 zeros here. That's it. We can't cancel any more zeros. Now we can divide 60 by 3. So divide 60 by 3. So let's do that division. Divide 60 by 3. 3 2s are 6 minus 0, 20. So what is the percentage of families that have 4 children? The percentage is 20%. So the answer to the last question is 20%. So children, with that we will stop for now. We will continue the remaining questions in our next video. Thank you.